Hey everyone, Happy New Year! In today's video, I am going to be doing a get ready with me with a full face of e.l.f. cosmetics. Now you might hear a little bird chirping in the background. I am bird sitting Gus. He's right here. I swore after the last time I bird sat him, I would not take him out of his cage. But I just had him last night and he's already been out of the cage once today. But he's very sweet out of the cage, but becomes a she-devil when you try and put him, or he-devil, I guess, when you try and put him back into the cage. But I did manage to get him in. Anyways, my name is Lisa. Welcome to my YouTube channel, at least Monique Beauty, where we cover all things beauty and lifestyle for the over 50 woman. So I placed a big order right before Christmas at e.l.f. Cosmetics because they were offering, I think like 50 or 60% off site-wide. So I did get everything in the mail. So I did purchase all of this. Oh, except for this, they did send me a free gift because, I don't know, maybe I hit a certain dollar amount of their Holy Hydration. This is the one with the SPF, which I normally don't use that. I use a different SPF, my dermatology SPF. But because my daughter really likes this one, I will save that for her. Oh, I might dip into it today. I really wonder if we're going to be able to get through this video. Gus! Shh. With Gus out there. But anyway, again, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Gus is back in the guest room, and I took all the e.l.f. makeup out of the packaging, so I'm not struggling with it on camera. So let's go ahead and get started at this full face of e.l.f. products. The first thing I'm trying again, because I did not like it when I first purchased it, was the e.l.f. Camo Powder Foundations. Now, I don't remember what shade I purchased before. Part of me wonders if it was the 310. I should have looked it up. But I got the 310 Cool, which is this one, and the medium 355W. They are both medium shades. They look almost identical, so you can see how it would be difficult for somebody to pick a shade. This is the 355W. It actually looks a little bit lighter. We'll just do a swatch. Should we do it on my arm? That's 355W. And this is 310 Cool. Okay, they definitely are different shades, and the 310 Cool is a lot lighter. And I think that one might be the better match, but they both look very orange to me. So I'm just going to start with that. They both look extremely orangey, and they're not really wiping off with just a dry towel. So that's kind of good. Oh, before I'm going to start that, though, I am going to put a little bit of concealer on some of my hyperpigmentation. Of course, you know, I always love the Hydrating Camo Concealer. I always use Tan Walnut, but I decided to go a little bit lighter. This is the Medium Neutral. Let's see what it looks like. We'll try it on the arm. Wow, it looks pretty light. So I might have still needed the Tan Walnut. But I'm just going to put just a little bit over some areas. Let's just see what happens. I am using my BK Beauty 506 Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush, and it is back in stock. I think it was out of stock over Christmas, but I just got an email that it's back in stock. So I'm just patting it in. Over my hyperpigmentation. So it is so not overcast, foggy. It's really foggy in Florida today, and it came in last night. And so we went from cold to some beautiful sunny days right after Christmas. And now it's just really humid. I mean, I had to turn the air way down because the humidity is so high in my house. I mean, I am sweating in this silk blouse, and I have the thermostat set at 70 on AC, and I'm like dying. but it's pea soup fog, and it's been like that since yesterday. Okay, we're just going to take a little bit, because I know this is a really lasting concealer, which I love this concealer. I'm actually going to be lightening up all kinds of stuff. A little hyperpigmentation on my nose, kind of give it like a highlight down the middle. Got a little mustache, a melasma mustache. Got some darkness down here. Yeah, I'm pretty much covering my whole face with this, but we'll just see what happens. I'm a little leery on how this powder foundation is going to look on me. Now for the foundation, I'm just going to use the little sponge that they include. Yeah, I wanted 310 C. Gosh, just look, that's just way too orangey. All right, let me switch, get the 355W. They both are just muddy orange. Yeah, this one is warm. This is a 355 warm, and this is a cool. This is a cool shade, 310 cool. And they are both just orange. I almost don't want to finish my face with these. But I will. Maybe instead of a sponge, I'll just do a little bit with a brush. See what happens. I can wipe it off. This, I think, was on one of my fail lists before. And then so many people told me, oh, you know, I just didn't have the right shade or whatever. But, you know, I've got both a warm and a cool shade. And they both are very orangey. But with the brush, it's passable. A lot of fall off. So if you're using a brush, you know, make sure you're doing it over a sink or a towel or something, which I have a towel. Okay, I actually think not bad. Now, this is a pretty good match, but I also think I could have warmed my face up a little bit with the slightly darker shade. All right, should we go in with coat 2? But I actually like the way it looks right now. Okay, the brush might be key. Let's try on a second coat, see if I can warm it up. Okay. I have to say, it's not that bad when applied with a brush. So you do not, under any circumstance, want to use the little foam pad that comes with it. It's just horrendous. And apply it with a brush. And the 355W actually is a nice shade, a little bit warm, a little bit warmer on me, which I think goes a little bit better. Now up close, it really looks nice too. It doesn't look powdery at all to me. So that's a real plus. I'm still gonna press it in and get off the excess with my Stands Out Beauty sponge. So I do that with all of my foundations, and I press, not wipe. Not a whole lot came off, so it actually went on pretty good. Okay, so we'll see how long the wear is. All right, next I think I will try their eyeliner pencil, the satin eyeliner pencil. This one's interesting because it has the sharpener built into the cap. Oh, so you just, while it's in the cap, you just twist it and sharpen. That's interesting. So this is the shade Coffee. Well, it's nice and soft, but it's not super creamy. So it's not like cold creamy, but it does glide over my little lumps and bumps that I have on my eyelid. I usually like the gel eyeliners because they do glide so easily. All pencil eyeliners, they all seem to dry out by the time I get to the base or the bottom half, and I have to buy a new one anyway. And sometimes I can tell because they start becoming loose, they kind of shrink away from the wood, and then, you know, you can kind of move them around. That's when you know that they're drying out. But I like this coffee shade. It's dark. It's kind of a grayish brown, a cool brown. So if you're looking for more cool colors, this will be good. I'm going to take my BK Beauty 204 smudger brush and just soften it out. So it softens up really nice. And next I've got, and I've already used these, so I know I like them, but it is the No Budge Shadow Stick, and this one is in, gosh, it's so dark, I can barely see it, Rich Amethyst. So I just got a deep purple. So I have this in like a champagne and maybe the rose gold shade, and I know that when you put it on and it dries down, it stays forever. I mean, it's like one of those products that, you know, the next day it's still on the back of my hand unless I really scrub. So this is the Shadow Stick. Isn't that beautiful amethyst? So I love amethyst colors on green eyes, hazel eyes, and brown eyes. Not saying if you don't have blue eyes you can't experiment, but I find that these purple shades look really good with green and brown eyes and hazel eyes. I'm just going to dab it on and use a big rougher brush. This is one of their newer brushes, a number 36. It's kind of angled, but it's really kind of flat and fluffy. And I think it's the perfect blender for these creamy shades or this pencil. See, that blended it out really nice. Oh, I didn't order an e.l.f. brow pencil. Oh well. Okay, so you can just see it slides and glides on really nice. It is one of those one and done colors. Actually looks really good with the coffee eyeliner. And I'm just going to go back and put just a little bit more darker right in the outer corner. I am so hot and sticky. Oh my goodness. You know, in the summer in Florida, you have the AC on pretty much all the time, and it really keeps the humidity at bay. But because the weather's so strange, I mean, you know, you have the heat on at night and then nothing on usually during the day, and then maybe the AC if the sun is out. And yeah, it's just super humid. Okay, for my cheeks, oh, mascara. You know what? I didn't bring my lash curler. All right, we're gonna test two e.l.f. mascaras without my eyelash curler, so we can see how they lift. So I've got the little trial size of the Lash Out Loud, and then their newest Lash and Roll, which is, I don't even remember what it's a dupe for, but it's a dupe for a Benefit mascara. So it's like $6 versus $26. So we're going to try both of them. So I'm going to do Lash Out Loud on this eye. So this is the brush. It is a rubberized brush. Putting it right at the base and shaking it up. Trying to bend my lashes because my lashes grow straight down. Okay, not bad. I'll put a little bit on my lower lip. Okay, I kind of like this lash. This is the Lash Out Loud. Lash It Loud. It is a volumizing mascara, and I really like it. Okay, let's compare it to the Lash and Roll. I will apologize, I really didn't do the research. Okay, so this also has a rubberized, but it's a thinner brush. I do like the thicker rubberized brushes. It has a little curl, like one side, the bristles are a little bit taller than the others, but let's see. Okay, so it nicely separates. I do think the Lash Out Loud has a little more volume. I don't know, what do you think? I do think the Lash Out Loud looks thicker. But this does have nice separation. It's not clumpy. Put a second coat of the Lash and Roll, but I didn't wait as long as I am doing my little second coat on Lash Out Loud. Yeah, I'm thinking the Lash Out Loud is more volumizing. It'll be interesting to see if I end up with flakes or speckles throughout the day. Okay, so I have two of the monochromatic multi-sticks. I have the Bronzed Cherry, which they put with a nice little sticker so it's easy to read, and the Luminous Berry, which is like almost impossible to read the color for me. But let's take a look at both of them. Okay, this is the Luminous Berry, which you know, if you watch my channel, that is so my shade. I think that's the one I'll probably be putting on. It's a little bit that cooler, the cooler, plummier shade. It is very luminous though. So it definitely, it goes almost purple. So it goes berry to berry and purple. Let's check out this more neutral one, the Bronzed Cherry. There's Bronzed Cherry. It's also very luminous. It's definitely orangier. So I would use that if I was going really neutral on my cheeks, but I am not. So I am going to go with the Luminous Berry. You know what? Part of me wants to just put it on the back of my hand because I'm scared of how it's going to go on. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy rougher number 17. See what happens this way. Oh, I forgot bronzer. Okay, so we'll start with this on this side. Oh, well, that's pretty though. Very subtle. Can you see it? But I forgot the bronzer. So let's see. I ended up getting the Luminous Putty Bronzer. Now, I was not a fan of their original putty bronzers. I felt like I could just blend them into nothingness. They did not stay on my skin. They didn't dry down. Just for wiping off right now on the back of my hand, you can see everything wiped off pretty easy, to include the eyeliner. So I'm a little worried about that. But the stayed put eyeshadow stick has stayed put. Okay, it is pretty. Let's try it on. Well, it does dry down to a powder pretty quick, so I do like the way it feels. And I managed to actually keep some of the bronzer on, so the shade did not blend into nothingness. Did I say my shade? Okay, so this shade is Sun Chaser. What definitely to me is a better shade for me than the other putty bronzers that I've tried, and I had a couple of different shades. Maybe we'll go in and I'll just put a little bit on here to get a little bit more. Yeah, I think it's very nice and natural looking, and of course with e.l.f. products you really can't beat the price. I mean, the price point is just amazing, and it is a clean makeup company. So if you're watching out for things like that, I mean, there's really nothing bad to say. The longevity, it will be interesting to me because I pretty much could wipe everything off the back of my hand except for the eyeshadow. Now, the blush is pretty luminous. These multi-sticks are pretty luminous. They kind of remind me of like the Physician Formula Butter blushes because those have a lot of luminosity to them. So if you don't like that much glow or think it emphasizes too many of your fine lines and wrinkles or your pores, you might not like it. But I think it's really pretty. Okay, let's finish it with the Halo powder in medium. Put a little bit in the lid, blend it well into my brush. This is what it looks like. It's very light. It feels very, very finely milled, and it's not too luminous. So I kind of feel like it might not cut the shine if you have really oily areas, but it's probably a beautiful setting powder that's not going to look dry and cakey. That's kind of the feeling that I get. So I'm going to take a clean Angie Hot and Flashy brush because I have 2 of them, and I'm just going to pat it under the eyes. Yeah, so even though this says it's luminous, I wouldn't be scared of it being like frosty or anything like that. I do not feel like it has the microparticles or anything to make it shiny and highlighty, unless I haven't shaken it up enough and they're all sitting at the bottom. So anyways, I do think this is really pretty soft setting powder. It's very, very, very finely milled. It feels lovely on. Okay, lips. I got 2 things. I've got one of their lipsticks. I got their O Face Satin Lipstick. I don't know what that is, in Effortless. There. Very pretty, very... It actually looks a lot like the Berry multi-stick. So you could really use the multi-stick as a lipstick too, I think. But because I have them both, let me look. Yeah, it's definitely purpley or plum. I normally would not choose that shade with this color shirt, but I do have a bunch of purpley and plum colored shirts that I have for the winter that I think this would look better on. And then to top it off, I have their Plumping Lip Gloss in Praline. This is kind of a neutral color. I think it will tone down the pinkness and the purple in this lipstick. Yeah, it's kind of a rosewood red. Or brownish red. Yeah, that's really pretty. I think I'll use this a lot alone. Normally I use the Mocha Twist because you can't find Praline in the stores, but they do have it on the website. Okay, so this is a final look. I think the lips are a little bit bright for the eyes. They don't really go, even though they're both cool colors. I think, you know, this is a little too pinky. And I should have gone something a little more subtle. So maybe I'll take it off. Okay, so I'm just going to put the Praline on alone. Yeah, I like that better. It's a little more muted shade. So I think that looks better. My lips aren't jumping out at me. Okay, I'm going to give it a wear test today. I'll jump back in tonight. I'm hoping it wears well. There's a lot of the e.l.f. products that I love, like the Camo Concealer, which I know wears very well. And then I already knew that the cream eyeshadow, the Stay in Place or No Smudge eyeshadow stick works really well. But we'll see how everything else wears. I will say this Plumping Lip Gloss does have a little bit of that tingly, plumpy feeling to it. So if you don't like that, then you may not like the lip gloss. But I'll be back and give you a heads up. And this later on this week or maybe next week, I will show you the e.l.f. Halo Glow compared to the Hollywood Flawless Filter. Maybe I'll do it with the Makeup by Mario foundation review. I did get that foundation. I like it. That's my little heads up on it. I do like it. So maybe I'll put those both in my next video. So again, I'll check in a little bit later tonight and let you know what I think on longevity. Okay, here we are for our 5-hour check-in. It might be my only check-in. We'll just have to see. Okay, so overall, I just put a little bit of lip gloss on, but I haven't done anything else. And I still think it looks pretty good. I think I have a light amount of makeup on. The eyeshadow, of course, is worn really well. The eyeliner is still on. Both mascaras are wearing well. Neither have any flecks underneath. They both feel good. And so I'm pretty pleased. Actually, to me now, and now that I looked up footage, they almost look exactly the same to me. So yeah, so they both, either one I think works well. The only thing about the foundation, one, when I went and looked at my face in the natural light, this light is bright. It's probably lightening my complexion at least one shade. But when I looked in the mirror and I put the clip in, it looked kind of orangey and muddy. So I didn't really like that. I did blot it again after I powdered it to kind of, I don't know, it looked a little shiny. But once I kind of blotted it again, I thought it looked better. So then I was thinking maybe this Halo Glow setting powder did add a little bit of shine to my face. The other thing, and I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see that, the foundation, I see it in my bathroom mirror, has kind of settled in my pores. It's like I have little dots of it in my pores. And if I pull my skin a little taut, you know, I can just see speckles like where it's kind of moved and built up in that area. So I'm not sure I love that either. Definitely going to need a few more days with this foundation to see if I really like it. And after seeing my skin in the natural light, I think that the lighter color might be the one that I'm going to try alone instead, because again, it looked good under this bright light, but in the natural light, it looked kind of orangey and muddy on me. So we'll see. At this point though, now 5 hours later, I don't feel like it looks muddy or orangey at all. So it has worn off a little bit. I don't think I have a whole lot of blush or contour left on. I mean, this is my natural hyperpigmentation right here and right here. So it kind of, and right here. So it kind of gives the look of color, but it's very, very faint. If I do have any, I mean, if I was going to continue to go out, I would put more blush on before I would go out. Okay, so that's going to be my follow-up, because I don't really think at the 10-hour point I'm really going to have enough makeup on to really show anything, just by the way it's faded already around this 5-hour point. So I think it's perfect makeup for just the running around out and about. Obviously, I did not do any of the priming or setting spray or anything that I normally do when I want my makeup to last all day. So those techniques, especially a setting spray, might have made the blush last longer, but it fades off kind of the way I would expect it to, and I'm really pleased with the product. So let me know what you think about the wear time down in the comments below. Let me know your favorite e.l.f. products, and as always, thank you so much for watching.